This is Ladi with Like-Minded Lunatics. Howdy, folks. I am here to learn a few things, and this is Professor Mark deciding exactly what it is I need to learn. You can call this my Rockucation. Mark, what's up?
Not much, man. I am so excited to help you out with this.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm kind of scared, but you be nice with me.
We're going to take it easy.
Okay.
We'll take it. Actually, we're not. We're going to dive right into the deep end. So this is how it's going to work for this one. So for this one, I've chosen two songs off Metallica's Black Album that came out in 1991.
I don't think I've ever heard an entire Metallica album.
I'm excited for you then.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. So there are a lot of Metallica fans out there, and I'm going to tell them why I chose these two songs in this album. Because for me, I was a huge kind of pop rock fan, and that was you. And I knew of Metallica, and I liked some of their songs, but this album really changed my worldview. It was one of the albums where reading the lyrics in the liner notes, listening to the music, and then watching the videos really changed the way I saw this band.
Wow.
And as I get older, these two songs specifically take on much deeper meaning. So I wanted to start off with these two songs because when I first heard them, I knew nothing about the background. So folks, here's how we're going to do it. Ladi's going to listen to these for the first time. We're going to talk about them, and then we're going to jump to the next video. We'll watch it, and then at the end of it, I'm going to show Ladi a very quick video with James Hetfield where he explains both of these songs. And then we'll talk about Hetfield's meaning behind them.
Wow. Okay.
Does that sound okay?
I'm game.
Okay. So we're going to start with The Unforgiven. This came out in 1991. It's off of their Black Album. This is the huge album for them.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give you any more information.
That's it? That's all you're going to tell me?
That's all I'm going to tell you.
Then let's go.
All right. Here we go, folks. Metallica, The Unforgiven from 1991. All right, I'm going to stop it there because we're about to get into the bridge. What are your thoughts so far?
Okay. This is my thing. I always think about metal voices. I always feel like someone's kind of yelling at me a little bit. But here he sounds pained as opposed to yelling.
Yes.
He sounds like this is that guttural scream that you get when you're just in so much pain that that's the only sound you can make.
Yeah. And then the lyrics. So
am I allowed to look at the lyrics?
I would encourage you to do so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have the lyrics pulled up for us, folks. So new blood joins this earth, and quickly he's subdued. Through constant pain, disgrace, the young boy learns their rules. With time, the child draws in. This whipping boy done wrong. Deprived of all his thoughts, the young man struggles on and on. He's known. So that's how we kick it off.
Oh my God. This is sad.
It's not hopeful.
This is interesting to me because I've never thought of them. Nothing against metal music. I've just never thought of them as something that that would actually. How am I trying to say this? What am I trying to say? You know what it is when there's books you read that you read because they're funny. There's books you read because they are scary. And then there's books that you read because there's multiple meanings in them, and you read them again and again because there's always something else to learn. And this is not something I would listen to, because to me it just sounds like something that would be horrific. And it is, but it's horrific in such a way that you would have to listen to it again, because there's more going on here than just what you see. I mean, the visuals are scary.
Sure.
They're really scary. But listening to the words and now getting to read them, this is a horrible journey that they wrote about for someone. This is just painful.
It is.
And I don't know if this is the right word to use, but I'm going to use it anyway. Also subtly beautiful.
It's gorgeous. So, and I'll tell folks this. So I was a literature major. And one of the things that got me into literature, especially poetry, was some of Metallica's lyrics. So once you start reading people like William Yates Butler, once you read folks like I'm even go into like Wordsworth and people like that, and you start seeing the same type of poetic strategies, the same type of poetic tools in these types of songs. The other thing that I would say, and Metallica fans out there know this, is that a lot of their songs actually are kind of broken down like a traditional symphony. So like a symphony will have 4 parts, right? It starts with the sonata, and then it goes into the dancing portion, and the rising action, and the kind of the denouement. So like when you break their songs down, a lot of time they are not organized as a traditional verse, chorus, and then break out. A lot of times they ramp up almost to like a crescendo, and then we have a denouement at the end. So we're ramping up right now.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. That's why they've teamed up with the San Francisco Symphony twice. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Okay. Keep going.
I felt what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown, never be, never see. Won't see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known. Never shine doing what I've shown. Never free, never me. So I dub the Unforgiven. They dedicate their lives to running all of hills. He tries to please them all. This bitter man hails throughout his life the same. He's battled constantly. This fight he cannot win. A tired man they see no longer cares. The old man they prepares to die regretfully. That old man here with me.
Where are we at?
Oh my God. This is a movie.
So a lot of their songs are actually influenced by films. So one of their most famous songs is One, and it was influenced by the film Johnny Get Your Gun. Another one, The Memory Remains, is another really famous song. It was influenced by Sunset Boulevard. They have, obviously,
I want to listen to that one too.
it's sad in the same way this is. It's about, it's essentially about the lead character in Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, that's a sad movie. So it would,
And it's about basically losing your mind at the end of your life and mistaking memories for reality and stuff like that. So a lot of their songs are they follow this kind of same topic.
my goodness, this is fascinating to me because the music.
And the Metallica fans out there are champing at the bit for me to tell you the background on this, and I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to watch the next video. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, just go.
What I felt, what I've known, never shine doing what I've shown, never be, never see, won't see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known.
Now, I am going to stop it there. So, folks who have watched the channel know that I kind of pick on Hetfield for his vocalization. He's
Yes.
famous for it, and he makes fun of himself for it, so I feel okay with it. But the way he does that, this part right here, it always just cuts me in half. The way he goes, never, the way he vocalizes. What I've known, like he's actually singing. And I love his voice there. Like you were right, to me it sounds extraordinarily pained.
Yes.
And not like yelling pained, but heartbreak pain.
You know, I'm glad you're showing because I'm going to be. To me, I always thought it was kind of noisy. And
Some of them
it is.
can be.
It is. But when you get under the noise, there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of. I mean, this is horrific.
And beautiful poetry too.
Well, yes, and
Again,
I didn't mean horrific in a bad way.
No, I know that.
Okay, I meant it as a.
And I'm saying that as a lit major, folks, like using poetic devices and using, visual language and things like that. This is extraordinarily well written.
Yeah.
Never shine doing what I've shown. Never free, never me. So I dub the unforgiven.
So now we're on the other side of that rising action. You know, I talked about it a second ago how some of their songs kind of follow that symphony-like format, that structure. Now we're on the other side of that. So now we're in kind of a denouement type thing. And one of the things that I like is how the guitar, Kirk Hammett is their lead guitarist in this one. I love how the guitar sounds like it's screaming. I mean,
It does sound like it's screaming, like it's in pain.
and it's not distorted. So a lot of bands will use like heavy distortion on the guitar. It's crisp and clean, and it sounds like a voice. And I love that about this, where we get this rising action. It almost feels like the person who's being sung about in the song is crying out. Like I've always loved that about this song, that it feels like the musical instruments are the voice of this person.
Can we look at more of the lyrics? Is that allowed?
Do it, yeah.
Okay. Is it?
So now we're kind of coming down to so a lot of it's just what I've felt, what I've known, never shined in what I've shown, never be, never see, won't see what might have been. And that's kind of a refrain, won't see what might have been. Almost as if this person is repeating it to himself over and over again. I won't be able to see what might have been had they not treated him as a whipping boy done wrong. You know?
Okay.
Never shine doing what I've shown. Never be, never see. Won't see what might have been. What I felt, what I've known.
That, I love how he hits that note.
That.
What I've known, how he hits that big note. I love it.
What I felt, what I've known. Never shine doing what I've shown. Never free, never me. So I dub the unforgiven. Never free, never me. So I dub the unforgiven.
You know, and nothing against the music. If you took the music out and the musicians out,
Yes.
this is a silent movie.
Yes.
The artwork, whatever, everything they did about this, it's just fascinating, even just to watch.
It's stunningly. It's horrible and beautiful at the same time. Like in literature, we call that the sublime, right?
Oh,
We would
yeah,
say
yeah.
like about Lucifer in Paradise Lost. That's the sublime. Something that's so horrible that you have to marvel at its magnificence. Something that's so awful that you can't help but be drawn towards it. The sublime.
That you have to watch.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I would never have heard this if you hadn't made me see it. Never.
Well, and one of the things that, like I said a moment ago, Ladi and I talked a little bit about this before we started recording, but, I was a pop rock kind of guy, but this hit me right as a teenager. And this whole notion of the new blood joins this earth and quickly he's subdued. Through constant pain, disgrace, the young boy learns their rules. With time, the child draws in. This whipping boy done wrong. Deprived of all his thoughts, the young man struggles on. And then they dedicate their lives to running all of his. He tries to please them all, this bitter man he is. Throughout his life, the same. He's battled constantly, this fight he cannot win. A tired man they see no longer cares. This old man then prepares to die regretfully. This old man here is me.
Oh my God.
As a kid who felt out of place, as a kid who felt, I don't belong with any of these people, this hit hard.
Yeah, I can see that.
Especially for a kid who read a lot, hit hard.
Well, I can see how this would... There are so many people that this applies to. Anyone, because there's a majority of people who feel like they don't belong. The world is not their world. It's someone else's rules. It's someone else's plan, and there's no room for them. I mean, that's gay kids. That's black people. That's Mexican people. That's everyone.
Yeah.
Who would feel like
anyone outside the power structure.
Anyone. Thank you. That is the exact way to say it. Anyone who is outside the power structure has to wake up with these feelings all the time.
And Metallica fans, I'm not telling him the backstory yet.
Oh, no.
I'm not telling him the backstory yet. We'll get that in the second video. But you're queuing in on stuff. And I'm so happy that at the very least, you found this one interesting.
I would say I even found it more than interesting. I found it beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you for showing it.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad. And folks, what we're going to do now, we're going to immediately jump into listening to The God That Failed from Metallica Black Album. After Ladi reacts to that, at the end of it, I'm going to show him a very quick interview with James Hetfield. We're not going to show you that. We'll watch it by ourselves, but I'll unpause, and then we can talk to Ladi and see what he thinks after he has heard from the man himself, from the songwriter, what these songs were about and why he wrote them. Does that sound good?
That sounds great. I'm excited for this.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Hit the. We'll put it somewhere. Hit the part 2, and then Ladi will take a look at The God That Failed.
Adios.
Right. See ya.